Yo, okay, so just a little trade review for Sunset, Dane, Wolf, Mike, whatever your name is, the man of a million names. That is Sunset in the group. um, but yeah, no, I'm just gonna obviously miss this one from earlier. I've just been looking through the chat, so I'm gonna quickly review this one, see what I would have done. Made me work hard for this one. I had to do a little bit of digging, but it looks like I'm on the right path. Looks like this is the right one looking at it. Yeah, looks about that. Looks about right. So, right. Obviously, good little pullback. Good little pullback. You've entered on. You've entered as a scalp. Changed the character here. Pulled back into this. And kept going up. And I actually think, yeah, it's a decent enough scalp. You've got a chain here. It's interacted with it. Obviously, it's took all this liquidity. Took all that liquidity there. Had a change of character. So yeah, obviously you're thinking, yep, I'm taking this, and it's worked out. You know what I mean? You've kept a decent stop loss, maybe a bit tighter than what I would have liked. I maybe would have put it there, but it's worked out. That's what I mean. Trading is just probabilities. If it works out, it works out. Like obviously, probably what I would have aimed to do was to cover that and cover that if I'd have took this trade. But you just can't argue with a 3 hour trade. You've caught the range, you've protected that low. So yeah, brilliant. Brilliant for the execution. So we'll do a little top down analysis, see what I thought of how it was actually moving. So yeah, as we see with the US30, it is just like going up and up and up and up. Broke the last point of demand here, but then tapped into. Possibly, I could say that. I use FVGs as my handle, so there's my zone. So yeah, I'd say that's tapped into that. Could be looking for longs. The only thing that would put me off would, like I say, as I always say, would just be the momentum that's pushed into this without much liquidity to handle. So not had much liquidity to handle. You got all this up here really, to be fair, but you still had a big push in. So yeah, you've tapped into this daily. You had that fail. So you could even say that this is your flip zone. Could say that's your 4 hour flip zone. Obviously, it had a reaction. Took a little bit of not much structure. It's just pulled up. So yeah, it's not really token structure. Probably will have on some time frame. If you go to the 1 hour, you probably could argue that it's took that structure. So yeah, valid flip zone. Is this where the aim was to trade up to? Is this what you was looking at and just wanted to take a scalp? I don't know at the time. But yeah, it's tapped into a good demand zone. Obviously, the overall trend on the 4 hour on the daily is it's heading up. We did have this demand fail, this supply fails, yeah, demand, sorry, and then reacted into this one. So did that need to be swept? Was that just liquidity that needed to be swept to then tap into this and then go up? I don't know. So happy with that. I'd be looking at this thinking, right, I've tapped into this. Yeah, maybe take longs into here or play the pullback. Is it going to be a pullback just because of the candle that pushed down into this zone? Very big candle. They scare me and they make me very wary. So that is one thing I would have been wary of. If it had come down like so, just zigzagging down, I'd have been like, yep, that's just liquidity to then be taken. But it didn't. It pushed down, which does make me worry. I've not actually looked at price action. I don't know if you actually believe me, but I don't take much notice of it. I just try and reverse to the day and call it as I say it because that helps me get better. Helps me get better explaining it to you. Like I'm not going to earn any brownie points like trying to remember what I saw 5 minutes before and then be like, yeah, this is going to happen. I'm going to do what I think would happen in the moment if I was back testing or trading live. So that's how I do approach it. I do obviously I've seen what's here, but I don't take much notice of it. I just try and block it out and just use what I can. So I don't actually know where this is going to go. As I said, me just analysing stuff makes me forget other stuff. So yeah, to me, that's the pullback. That's the push down, and that's just a pullback, of course, for pullback, which is then going to go down again. But you've played a good trade. You've come up here, yeah, come down here. Yeah, you could even say I can't. Probably can't say you've got a chain. You could maybe say you've got a chain. I don't know. Yeah, say you've got a chain. Yeah, there you go. Boom. So you say you've even got a chain forming out of this, and then obviously you come to 3 minute. That chain's gone now. But so you've got a chain forming out of this, and then yeah, I think that's a good valid trade for me. You're following order flow. And just be wary that it's a pullback, which I think you did a smart thing. You've just played a quick, nice, short trade up, took structure. I don't actually know where it ends up heading. Yeah, you would have got stopped out, maybe. Oh, God, yeah, rangy that, isn't it? Yeah, so you would have got stopped out eventually. So it looks like it was just a pullback. And it was just a cause of pullback. And then from that, you would have looked for maybe that to get mitigated, which it didn't. Could you argue that this was the chain? Maybe could. Say that's that reaction to that. And then the flip did break that slightly. So could you then say that this was still counted as your flip zone? And could you have took a short there, covered that high, and then targeted this low? Targeted that low. Obviously, that's a very subtle flip. That's a very subtle failure of the demand. I mean, all that's then been taken. You could argue it'd be a liquidity sweep, but overall price action is heading down. So then, where would this have ended up? Probably just going to keep going up. Did it end up hitting that structure? Looks like it might do. And no. Yep. No, I don't know. Yeah. Well, you could have. It's just obviously ranged because of the time of year. It's like 20th of December. There you go. Finally hit it. So, I mean, following order flow, that was the pullback. This is your pullback phase. You've had the push into that, the reaction to failure, come into here. Could have entered on that, covered that high, targeted a 3R. It did last a few days though, so maybe not, depending on how you're going to trade. 13-hour trade, if you would have been happy to take it. But then, looking at it from the weekly perspective, like, where are we here? Where are we? So, Monday, started up here. It's all the way down here. Wednesday, in a bearish week. It's not going to be a bullish week now, is it? I'd hardly say it's going to keep going up. So Thursday or Friday is probably going to print the low of the week. So obviously we had the pullback on Thursday, and then yeah, waiting for the low of the week to be printed on a Thursday or a Friday, and using like this been used as a pullback to then go down. So yeah, that's that. That's just my little analysis on that for you. That was like a little trade you could have taken. Is there any way you could have got in as well? Again, I suppose you could have taken. Nah, say you could have taken one up here, but nah, it would have been a bit hard to get in. But obviously, he did well. Nice little scalp. Played the pullback. I don't know if that was your intention. You'll have to let me know. We have played the pullback. Nice and short. Got a nice 3R. Then you could have just waited out, see what happened. Then you've seen that order flow is then shifting again to the bears. So then you could then get involved in a sell, which happened there. That would have been very hard to spot. Very hard to spot. I probably wouldn't have even spotted that myself. I just spotted it in the moment, but obviously you had the reaction. Still had the reaction and the failure. So that's failed. That was holding the fort for me, and it's swept. It's come up into here, and then it's moved down. So yeah, any more trades, keep banging them in. I like doing these. It helps me get better, as I say all the time. Looking at trades, looking at pairs I don't normally look at, wondering how to trade them. It's pretty decent. I like it. So yeah, just keep letting me know what trades you want reviewing. I'll have a look at them. Tell you what I would have done, how I would have entered. Like I say, I'm not a mentor. Don't want to be a mentor as yet. Don't have enough experience, but it's good that I am able to help you guys with what I do and how I do things. So yeah, good about that. And see you on the next video.